Hi, this is Josh Garrett from jgarrett.info and Subspec Music. On my last demonstration video, I had a question that had to do with recording envelopes that were unlinked to the loop of the clip. So envelopes can extend beyond the length of the clip. So for example, you could have a clip that's 2 bars, but you could have envelope automation that's like 16 and would loop at 16. So that allows you to, do effects and sweeps and modulate settings changes for a longer duration than the clip itself actually goes, which is a handy feature that's been in Ableton for quite some time. For this demonstration, I'm using a piece of my live set where I have my main acid track here, which is actually a MIDI track with a virtual 303 running. So in this case, I'm using Audio Realism Bassline 2. Okay, so here you can hear the bass lines going, and I'm just modulating the settings using my APC 40. Okay, so that's what I've set up for my example audio. And right now I have this set to a 4-bar quantize on my session view. Okay, so let's take a look at the clip itself, and we'll take a look at the envelope section. So I have my live main 303, and that corresponds to my instrument rack here and these macros. Okay, so if I go back to the clip, and you can see what I have under here. So device on, cutoff, resonance, envelope mod, decay, accent, waveform. Those all correspond to the macros. Then you can see I have waveform modulation, macro 7 modulation, macro 8 modulation, and chain selector. So these waveform modulations appear because I had legacy modulation from Ableton Live 8 present in this clip previously. Because you can see that there's no red boxes or red squares next to any of these, it means that there's no actual automation in any of these on any of these envelopes. I've gone ahead and cleared that out for the purpose of this demo. Okay, so you can see I've still got my clip going. I'll go ahead and stop the time overall. So I set everything back to normal. Now, normally, if I'm recording my automation, so I'm going to record this track, and I'm going to record my automation in there. So you see I have automation armed, and then I'm going to run it, and I'm going to set that to record. Let's see, there we go. So now you can see that that's recording, and it's looping right now. I'm going to modulate the cutoff just by grabbing the cutoff knob, and you see that it's selected cutoff there. Now you can see it's not recording it yet, but you can see that I'm controlling the modulation. So to now record, I just hit the record button. I'm sorry, not that record button. The record arm for the clip. And you can see that I'm recording my automation here for the cutoff. And if I stop during one pass, it just overwrites with even blank time. So I'm just going to catch it around. Okay, so now you can see it's going to be playing that. If I go back to the view of the instrument rack, you can see that my cutoff macro is moving around, corresponding to with the envelope. And there's that little red square that indicates that there's automation controlling it. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing but with the resonance. So let me go back to, actually I can even just do it from here. And I've let go, and it's now using that envelope. But these are both looping with the clip, so that's the default behavior. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it looping and stop it recording and all that. And what I'm going to do now is get this to extend outside the loop of the clip. So the clip loops for 2 bars. I'm going to start with my cutoff. I'm going to unlink it. And when you unlink it, then the settings over here for the envelope come on. So you have a start and a loop, and it's very similar to what you have under the notes section for the clip itself, except in this case these refer to the envelope. And so you can unloop the envelope, so basically it plays through once, or you can loop it, tell it where the loop starts and how long the loop is. In this case I'm going to do a 16 bar loop. Okay, and now you can see my automation appears in bars 1 and 2, and there's just a flat line out of 3 from whatever the setting was at the end of 2. But now I can record this. Okay. So basically you have to tell it how long you want to record for. You can also unloop it and it'll just record indefinitely. So it'll just record as long as you keep moving it. So if I unloop it here, it'll get to the end of 16 and it'll just keep going. And you can see the time bar here, so the indicator for how much of the clip we're viewing is changing. So if I continue, so maybe I'll just let it get to 24 and stop it. And maybe I'll turn that back on to loop. Let's say that's looping at 24. So there's now my clip for my automation. And if I select res, so resonance, that's still looping at 2. So it's linked to the clip, but my cutoff is now looping at 24 bars. So again, if we just play it and go back here, we can see that the knobs are moving on their own. And the cutoff is going to extend beyond the first 2 bars, but the resonance is just going to keep playing those 2 bars over and over. So it's all controlled in how you do it here. The default is to link it to the clip, so whichever setting you want to extend beyond the length of the clip, you have to manually go in and adjust those settings. So thanks again for checking out one of my videos. Feel free to send comments, drop lines, drop me an email at info@jgarrett.info. And thanks again.